I'll talk first. Daddies, what is up, everybody? And welcome to the first episode of PTSD podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Selfcaredaddy, and I'm accompanied by our girl, the one and only Aurora. Say what's good to Aurora, everybody.
Hey, it's so nice to be on. What's up?
Woo, the chat is popping already. There's so many people saying what's up. Hey, yo, makeup on point. Thanks, guys. Thanks, daddies. Come back, daddy. Let's go. Oh, yeah, the chat is hype already. We're started off really, really great. A lot of high energy. And daddies, I'm so fucking happy to be here. Aurora, how you feeling?
I'm feeling so good. I'm a little nervous, but it's also excitement.
Good nerves, right?
Oh, yeah. It's like butterflies, you know, when you like meet the love of your life and you're like, that's what I'm feeling.
Oh my gosh, daddies, peep the shirt. Don't you love a woman in uniform? I'm just gonna wear this shirt every single day now. It's like perfect.
It's gonna get a little musty, but
2 chairs for what? It's just you in your own chair? What? Yes, we need official merch. I agree. We definitely do. That was good. So, Aurora.
What are you drinking?
Oh, I have Celsius right here because I didn't finish that from the gym earlier. And I have Prime. Hashtag not an ad, but maybe one day it will be.
Oh, it's the electrolyte one. Is it good? I've never had it.
Yeah, it is the electrolyte one. So it's a hydration drink. So if you have that mindset when you're about to drink it, then it doesn't taste like shit. And it's good. I like it. You know what I mean? Ooh. Oh no, what's wrong with this? There you go. All is good. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh. The daddies. Hashtag fatty liver. No. I'm gonna put this iPad down. All right.
Fatty liver.
We'll check in with the chat a little bit later. Daddies, this is the first ever live podcast. It's called PTSD. We kind of just came up with the name because this podcast is really about just talking about all the shit that people don't talk about but should. And so we're going to talk about all the heavy things, all the funny things, and everything in between. Really all of the things that gave us PTSD. Because when I look back at my life, I'm like, trauma. So why not just talk about it and expose the fuck out of myself? So I just want to let you know that you're not alone because I've probably been through it.
Seriously, we both have. There's good trauma and bad trauma, and we've experienced a good majority of both of them.
Wait, what's good trauma? I only have bad trauma. What?
Really?
What is good trauma?
I would say like good trauma is like when I went skydiving. That is like a really prime example.
Wait, tell us about skydiving. I've never skydived before. I feel like if I did, I would just like shit myself and shit on the person attached to me.
Yeah, you absolutely will. But like that's the point. Like you feel that way and then you still do it. And so by the time you get to the bottom, you're like, wow, I'm so grateful I did it, even though it was the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my fucking life, you know?
So it's basically one of those moments where you're like, but did you die?
Exactly.
I've seen that movie before.
Wait, Final Destination?
No, The Hangover. What?
Oh.
What? The Hangover. But did you die? Come on.
I haven't seen The Hangover, so that's why I didn't get it.
No. Wait, you haven't seen The Hangover?
No. I think I've seen like bits and pieces. But I haven't seen it all the way through.
ASAP, get your ass over here. It's we're watching all of them. Except for the third one, because that one kind of sucks.
Okay, that's what I've heard. Obama said that in an interview with like one of the guys. Yeah.
Like President Obama.
Yes.
The only Obama I know, Obama. What? Where did he say this? Where did he say this?
I saw a clip on TikTok.
Oh, wow. That's pretty funny. Well, you heard it. We don't need to watch 3 then. We'll just watch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even need to be a sleepover. Just come over for like 4 hours.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm always down for movie marathons. And I think it's better to just like watch them all in one. I mean, sleepover anyway, why not? I
True.
love a good sleepover slumber party.
Hashtag not an ad. This is really good though. I like blue raspberry
And,
flavored anything because obviously it's like chemicals, but
so
it's just
good.
so good. I'm a fan.
Blue raspberry is really yummy. I'm
Yeah.
also a big fan.
Oh my gosh. Wait, is there music playing for everybody like watching right now? Oh, there's not. Should there be? Nah, I don't think we need music. I just wasn't
Yeah,
sure. I
I'm
was like, wait, am I just not hearing it? Um, oh my gosh. Wow. So, I think we should dive right into the topic today. Today we're going to talk about sex. You know, your
we
parents
sure
might not
are.
have had the birds and the bees conversation with you, but we will. So get ready because we're about to go deep. Deeper,
We
daddy.
are
So,
that deep.
all right. Oh, I don't have my phone for notes. Shit. Oh well. We're gonna wing it. But
Yeah.
sex is sex. Sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's wet, and sometimes it's hot, and sometimes it's not. It's different for everybody. So I don't even know where to start, Aurora. What do you want to talk about sex? Have you ever had
Um,
sex?
well, like, yes, I have. I actually have like a really strange relationship with the topic. Like,
What do you
I have
mean?
an older brother, and
Okay.
he's 13 years older than me. And he would like completely glamorize sex, but like hoes and stuff. Which is, I'm not saying that like being a hoe is a bad thing, like glamorize it all the way, but I just thought like it was cute to sleep around. And so like when I went to college, that was like all I wanted to do. Like it was so bad.
Wait, you
I
used
just
to be
had
a
like
hoe?
no.
Is that what you're saying?
I thought I wanted to be a
You were a
hoe. I
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So you're not a former
it was
hoe.
like
You just thought
it
about
was
being a hoe.
yeah, it was
Okay,
like an
got it, got it.
aspiration where I thought like I
I
would be
aspire to be a
cool.
hoe. I aspire to be a hoe.
It was so sweet. And
Hoe
then like
tease.
I realized quickly, like watching other people go through a lot of problems, that it wasn't the life for me. But like growing up, I just had this. My brother would have like so many girlfriends. He was like the star basketball player in high school. He'd have girls over all the time. I walked in on him having sex like twice. So PTSD. Oh my God. Wait, can I tell a story about walking on my
Of
brother having
course.
sex?
Yeah.
So, I have really bad PTSD about this. I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid. And
Wait,
so one
why?
day my brother, because my mom thought it wasn't appropriate for me, so she wouldn't let me watch it.
Fair.
Um, so one day she was like upstairs in her room. My brother had a girl over and she was in his room. And so I was downstairs. I had the TV to myself. I'm like, I'm gonna watch SpongeBob. It was lit. I remember it was the episode when they had like the orchestra or whatever, like they had like the whole band thing. And like I was really enjoying myself. And then this girl's phone is going off. And I'm like trying to ignore it. I'm like, come on, this is my me time. Like, shut up. And it just wouldn't stop. So I got to
Yeah.
the point where I grabbed her phone, stormed upstairs, busted open his door, and they're on the floor having sex.
On the
And I
floor.
literally just
Damn, he dirty. Oh my god.
and I just like
They were
stood there.
planking. You walked in, they're like, we're just planking. Oh my god. So you opened the door,
I
you
just
saw them like in missionary on the ground, and then what?
I literally
Wait,
just
were
was
they missionary or
frozen.
were they doggy? What was the
I
position?
not doggy. Like he was on like I just saw his bare butt and she was on the ground and like I knew that they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing. And I was just stuck. Like and he's like, leave. And then
Oh
I closed the door and I ran downstairs and I hid in the bathroom. And then she like they both come downstairs and she's like, I'm so sorry. Da, da, da. She leaves and then he like has a talk with me in the kitchen. He's like, I'm so sorry you had to see that. I was like, dude, 2 days ago when you picked me up from school, you told me you were a virgin. Like, what's going
my
on?
god. He
Oh,
lied. He lied. He's a hoe and a liar. Oh my
no, he straight up
gosh.
lied to me. I
Lying
was
hoe
so
right
hurt.
there. Oh my gosh. Wait, so what was more traumatic? Walking in on your brother, like doing it, or seeing his ass?
Um, both. I think they were equally as traumatic.
Oh,
I
that
was
is
frozen in
traumatizing.
time.
It's tr- it, I that's definitely PTSD because you thought he was like an angel and so innocent, and then you just caught him just like going to pound town on this girl on the floor. So I get it. Like that's just like that's traumatic. In my case, I knew all my brothers were like man whores. I never walked in on my brothers having sex, but I'm gonna tell y'all. I
Oh
walked
my
in on
goodness,
my
what?
parents. I walked in on my parents one time.
Oh God.
It was so traumatic. Honestly, I have never, ever, ever told anybody about that until right now because I have like buried it in my head. But one time I was a little girl and I was so annoying whenever I was a kid. I was clingy as fook. So all I wanted to do was just be with my parents. I would just like knock on
Okay.
the door and be like, let me sleep here. I will sleep on the floor, not getting banged by
Whoa.
Aurora's brother, but I will be on the floor. I was like, please. And they're like, no. So then one day, I really wanted to go into the room and like the door was locked. Fast forward to being an adult, I know why the door was locked. But as a kid, I was like, why the fuck is this door locked? So I was like, jiggling it, like wiggling it, whatever. And it was like
Mhm.
locked. I kept like banging, 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 whatever. And then they just never let me in, right? I don't know. There's like a missed spot in my memory, but then somehow I went back to the door. It was open. I barged in. Bro, my mom was writing my dad. She was writing my dad. And
Oh
I just
my
like
God.
saw it and
Oh
was
my
just like,
God.
oh, what's
Oh my
happening?
God.
What's happening? So I
What?
like shut the door, ran away,
Yeah.
and that like image
Yeah.
of like my mom writing my dad has been burned in my head forever. We never talked about it ever. I've never talked about it. My parents and I have never talked about it. So if they're watching right now, I saw y'all fucking. But it's traumatic. It burns in your brain. It stays with you forever, but it really shapes your character, you know? It really does. I just know
Definitely.
there's some things you just don't talk about. And that was one of those things, but I said it here, but it was so traumatic. Like I will never forget. It was bad, but that was yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Oh my God.
Has
Wait,
anybody
that
has anybody ever
is really
walked in on
terrible.
like someone like anybody having sex with each other? Like Aurora saw her brother banging and I saw my mom writing. Like it was traumatic. It was bad. And honestly, I never want to talk about it again. And I'm sorry, mom and dad, if you're watching.
Oh my
But it's
God.
true.
I'm like
It
still
stays with
shook
us.
about you walking in on your mom
You're
writing. I
like,
think
that
that
was
that's
so
actually
traumatic. I forgot
insane.
about my trauma.
Wait, like I have so many questions, but I don't want to
Ask them, I'll answer. You could ask.
like how vivid do you remember like your mom's boobs and everything, or was it
I just remember
did you
like
like
I just remember like a silhouette of like each body shape, because it was like dark. I
okay
get
the lights?
they did it with the lights off, I guess,
Gotcha.
but I did, and like it was
Okay.
like the moonlight coming in through the window, and I was just like, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
this is too much. Yeah, it was
wait,
traumatic. So
that's
I
so
didn't see
romantic
any.
though. For them, it's romantic.
Like, no, 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 it's not. It's not romantic. It's traumatic. PTSD. But I just remember like the silhouettes of their bodies and like, yeah, I was like, no, 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 no. It was so bad.
Oh my God, I'm sorry that you just relived that, but like thank you for reliving that and having that experience. It's perfect the
Uh,
for the viewership. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. It's all good.
That's really
It
funny
was
though.
it was definitely some trauma, but I think I'm okay. Actually, I'm not. I'm over here like in therapy every week, crying.
I'm
My
I'm
parents.
also in therapy. I think that's a sign of a healthy person.
Or someone with PTSD.
So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think they can coexist though. You can have PTSD and be healthy at the same time,
Yeah,
I
for
think.
sure.
Hope.
Oh my gosh. So, did you ever see your brother hooking up with anybody ever again? Or your parents?
No. No. And I was really happy that that was the only time. Like I I don't want any other. My brother said that that wasn't the first time though. I just don't remember the first time.
Oh, it was that
Um
traumatic. Or you were that young. Or you've just suppressed it
yeah.
and that's why you don't remember.
maybe all three, and I'm thankful because like the one that I do remember is more than enough. Like
Yeah.
homegirl had a unibrow, they're watching Napoleon Dynamite. There's just too many things going on that I remember, and I'm fine. I'm so good I
Yeah.
don't want any more.
Did you ever walk in on your parents?
No.
Oh,
No.
good.
I
Good for
Yeah,
you.
and I'm
It's
happy. Thank
very
you.
it's not a fun thing to experience. Fortunately, I've never run into or like I've never caught my brothers having sex, which is weird because they're like such man whores. I always saw girls like coming in and out of the house, and like I learned a lot from like the red flag the red flags in a guy because like they were man whores. They really were. So I have like a really good like man whore radar. So like I'm very aware of like the game and like the red flags and what it is. So like I personally have never been played because I've seen my brothers play people. At least when they were younger, they would. But yeah, I fortunately never saw them banging anybody, but just always saw girls just circulating throughout the house.
Wait, you're so lucky that like you learned from them. Like I think I did also learn from my brother like what to look out for, like what I don't want, but I've still gotten played. So obviously I didn't learn like that much. Or
Yeah.
not as much as you did.
I mean, maybe I was played and I don't realize it. I mean, I'll get into another story at a different episode, but no, I definitely I don't think I was ever played because I just like saw it. I can just see like I just know a man whore when I see one or like a playa, you know, like I just have a good sense of it thanks to my brother. So shout out to the bros. Thanks for teaching me what the red flags are and how to not get played by a dude. Love
I
ya.
also feel like I also feel like in this circumstance, you would definitely be more of the player than anyone else. Like you kind of just have that swagger, like you wouldn't get played, but you'd be the one to play someone.
Oh, I'll take it. Hell yeah. I don't get played, I play. I'm the player.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, when did you lose your virginity?
Oof. I lost my virginity whenever I was 16. Honest, okay, when I was 60, which I feel is like pretty old compared to like a lot of people. Um, yeah. I also did not know what masturbating was until I was like probably like 16 or 17. Like we just didn't talk about like sex in like my house. Like it was always like very like we don't say those things here. And so like
Yeah.
I did not even know like what like touching yourself was. I remember I was like in middle school and there was like this show Conan O'Brien and they had like this thing called like the masturbating panda and he'd come out and just start like jerking off and it was like funny. I never got it. And I remember I was like, in middle school talking to like my friends about it and they were like laughing and laughing, laughing about this panda. And they're like, "Oh yeah, the masturbating panda whatever." And I was like, "Well, what is that?" Like I don't know what like he's doing. And they're like, "Wait, you don't know what masturbating is?" And I was like, "No." Like, what is that? They started laughing so much, so hard, and they were like, "Go ask your mom." And I was like, and then I walked, and then I was just like, okay. I never asked her because I was like, yo, that's probably something bad. Like, it's something I'm not supposed to know.
Yeah.
So I never asked her, but that's also a PTSD moment. Like, people were just laughing in my face, like, you don't know what that is. And I was like, am I supposed to? But yeah, to answer your question, I was 16. And
Okay. It's
it was very confusing. I did not know what to expect. I was like, what is happening? Like it was consensual, but I was like, what is happening? Like I
yeah,
didn't
because
talk
it's
my parents didn't talk to me about this.
yeah, and it's pretty invasive as a woman. So like it's like I don't think there's really a way to like understand it until it happens. But I just want to touch on like the whole masturbating panda thing. I didn't know that existed. This is the first time I've ever heard of that. It sounds actually like really, really wild, but I'm sure it was for adults. And the fact that your
Yeah, it's
friends
a late
clowned you
night
about
show.
not gotcha. And the fact that your friends clowned you about it, I think is sus. Like you're too
I
young.
mean,
But
it's just
also,
funny. Like looking back, it's just funny. Like, we're in middle school. Like, of course they're gonna make fun of me for like not knowing something.
yeah, I guess. I actually I was like in elementary school. I got caught masturbating. Oh my God, this is so
What?
embarrassing.
In
This is so
elementary
embarrassing.
school.
Oh,
Bro,
this is
I'm
so
over here like,
embarrassing.
what is masturbating at 17 years old? And Aurora's like, I was flicking my bean in kindergarten. Let me tell you. I'm like, bro, what? What? Oh, I need to hear this story. Tell us. Tell us.
No, it's actually so embarrassing. I don't know where I learned this behavior, but I did learn it very early. Like, I have very early memories of me masturbating, and oh, this is so
Can we
embarrassing.
even talk
Uh,
about this? Is this like sus?
no, so kind of, it is a little sus. I don't know. I've just like never talked about it, so I'm a little ashamed. And
No,
like,
don't be
my mom
ashamed.
caught me. My mom caught me when I was young masturbating, and it was like a thing. Like, I'm pretty sure she told all my aunts. And they had like this running bet that I'd be the first one in my family out of my cousins to get pregnant because they thought I was just like loose. Um, really unfortunate.
Oh
Anyway,
my god. Oh
it's
my
like not
god.
that big of a thing. I had this stuffed animal and I was humping it.
What kind? We need to paint the picture for us. What kind of stuffed animal? Was it a bear? Was it a giraffe? What was it?
No, it was a dog. It was a red bulldog.
A red bulldog. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm seeing
that's
it.
it.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
I don't think visualizing it's the thing, but I totally got caught masturbating when I was in elementary school, and it's really embarrassing. This is the first time I've ever admitted it, talked about it. I just, you know, figured I might as well since you didn't know what masturbating was until you were
Yeah.
like in junior
So it's like,
high.
no, like high school, like 17 years old. I was like in high school. I did not know what that was.
Oh my
And I
god,
only found
yeah.
out because, so I was like, so I yeah, obviously, I was like in high school, I was like dating this guy, whatever. And then he was like, oh, girl, like, do you touch yourself? And I was like, what is that? And he's like, what do you mean? What is that? Like, do you touch yourself? And I was like, what do you mean? Do I touch myself? Like it went like back and forth. And he's like, like masturbating. I was like, I don't know what that is. Like, can you elaborate? And he was like, it's when you, but got into it. And he's like, it's like when you pleasure yourself. And I was like, oh, like I've never done that. He was like, oh. And then I was like, oh. And then I tried it. And then I was like, oh. Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
went down.
Yeah. Yummy. That's
Yummy.
so, that's so funny. Well, I've lost my train of thought. I was gonna ask you something, but it just
Well,
totally
we're talking
slipped.
about like masturbating and virginity loss. So I lost mine when I was 16. It was like the most confusing, low key, boring thing ever. And this makes me think of like my first time ever giving a hand job. I remember I was like probably also 16 around the same age, same dude. And I just remember like, when you do stuff with a guy, you always have like a debrief with like your girlfriends. And
Yeah.
the debrief was more enjoyable than the actual act of like giving a hand ski. Like I remember it was the most boring thing of my life because like it was my first time ever doing it. And I was like, the fuck, this shit is like fucking boring. Like he could just do this himself. And I remember I told my friend, I was
Yeah.
like, yo, I was
Real.
like, I was getting a forearm workout in. And I just
Real.
was so bored, and I just started literally thinking about like homework and like what my assignments were,
Oh
like
my
that what
god.
was due, what did I need to do when
No
I went home. I was like, this is the most
way.
boring shit ever. So I told her about it. We cackled so much. We're like, that is so fucking funny that you started thinking about homework, and this guy's like squirming while I'm
Oh
like,
my
what do I have to do in chemistry tomorrow? I wonder. Do I have any assignments due? I was fucking bored. But that was the beginning of like the sexual stuff in my life. It started off very boring, but it didn't stay that way.
I love that. I was gonna ask you about sexting. Do you sext? Are you a
um,
good sexter?
am I a good sexter? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I sext? I
Ooh,
don't need to. I don't need to.
that's real.
I do
That's real.
send like pictures though. Like I will send
Yeah.
like, if I trust the person, I'll be like a selfie. Like,
Hmm.
I'm just kidding. What about you? What about you?
Wait, are you serious about the leg up? Is that really a pose?
I mean, it could be. I'm not opposed to anything.
Okay. I asked because I'm not a good sexter. It makes me super uncomfortable. How did you like, is that something that you're just naturally good at, or did you have to like work your way up to getting there?
I can't remember the first time I sexted, but I feel like you just it's not really that hard. You just is it hard? It's not really that difficult. It's just like you just describe what you want. You be like, I want you to slap my ass and put your dick in my wet ass coochie, and just like say what you
Yeah.
want, and you just make it a little naughty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Should I drop?
Yeah, I
Oh my
get.
gosh, should I drop? What are those things? They're like download. Should I make a PDF about this? Do y'all want a PDF about how to sext? You just gotta be
Low
dirty.
key. Low
Buy
key.
the PDF. Link in bio. Sign up for my Zoom
No,
class.
seriously. I feel like that's like a class. It's not taught in school, but I would appreciate going through some training. I feel like it'd be beneficial
Some
long term.
sex training. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Wait, so what was your first time like?
Painful. It
Oh,
hurt a lot.
yeah.
Like also was pleasurable, but it was just like I don't think I was. No, I was just really tight, and he was pretty big, so there
How
was,
big?
and I was wet, but I
Like a
wasn't
pipe?
like thicker than a pipe. Or like what kind of pipe?
Like,
What kind of pipe we
like
talking?
paint the picture. Asking for a friend.
Well, as we just did, I'm not super good with the script, like with describing, the scene. That's why I need your help. I need to go through your sexting course, so then I'll be able to describe what
Link in
happened a lot
bio
better.
for the PDF and the Zoom class.
But yeah, I just like it was a little abrasive and also really invasive. Like it really did feel really good, and it's gotten so much better since. But I just remember like we were only able to get in like this much of his dick because I just could not take it. Like it was too much for me. And I'm also like a screamer. Like I'm really loud. I try to contain myself, but there's just no way. Um and yeah, it was just he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but like it hurts." And so we did our best. But yeah, I
Are
was like
you
it was hard for me to
okay?
walk. I,
Yeah. Oh my
It was
gosh.
hard for me to walk after. I was having a really hard time. But obviously I healed and we tried again and it was a lot better after. Well, it took
That's
a couple of tries for it
PTSD.
to.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like what happens. Like the first time is never, I mean, at least for me, it was not great. It was boring as hell. And it was not a pipe. It was definitely like average or maybe below average. I don't really know. But I was not struggling to walk the next day. I walked fine. I was chipper. I was skipping around, doing my thing. But I feel like the first time is always awko, taco, and weird. And it
Yeah.
takes a few tries. So if there's anybody out there and it's weird and awko right now, it'll get better. Just
Yeah. Oh
keep
yeah,
on
definitely.
going in.
Yeah, keep trying because it will get more comfortable. And it's just like any other skill. Like the more time that you invest in getting better at it, the more education and research you do, the better. Like I like follow like Instagram accounts and stuff that give tips. I make sure that I stay informed.
I think
I can
that's
perform
funny.
better.
All right, this is a good time to check in with everybody. Let me pull up the chat and see what everyone's saying. Hold on.
Yeah.
What about Burt's Bees? Oh no. Pepe laughed.
Those
Sometimes it stinks.
bees.
Sometimes it stinks. Someone said sometimes it stinks. Oh my god, wait, what are we talking about that stinks? What stinks? The girl or the guy or both?
Both
That
probably.
I'm dead. Full
Depends.
disclaimer, everyone, wear a glove. Yeah, we need to announce this. You already know said full disclaimer, everyone. Wear a glove or no one is getting love. Facts. Very true.
Real.
No glove, no love, baby. If you ain't what is the other one? If you don't wrap it, you can't I don't know. I don't know these.
I don't know.
Pop culture illiterate. I'm over this already. You already know. Wow. Oh, someone said my good trauma is being nervous if Oreos and milk. Good trauma is me being nervous if Oreos and milk would mess my stomach up, but I was wrong. Hashtag good trauma.
It was good drama.
My oatmeal this morning gave me trauma. Oh my god, relatable, bro. The picture of your oatmeal this morning gave me trauma. It was literally a bowl with like a pinch of dry ass oatmeal and a lot of bananas. That was it. That was it. I'm sorry you had to eat that.
That doesn't sound good.
Can we pull up that photo or no? It's on Discord.
Yeah.
IT Daddy's on it.
Let's go. Oh, I see it. I think that's like more
Got
banana
the
than
photo.
anything.
Look, how traumatizing is this oatmeal right now? It's straight up
It
a
doesn't even
sprinkle
look
of
like
oats with
oatmeal.
just a banana. It's a bowl of bananas. That's it. That's what it is.
Literally, I think it's
Shut
criminal to
your
call that a
ass
bowl of
up.
oatmeal.
Can we not put a man on blast? We didn't say who. We didn't say who. Or did I? I don't actually
No,
know.
I don't think you
Oh
did.
my
I didn't
god.
use your
Oh
name.
my god. We'll give you some help. We will give you some help with the oatmeal. That is
Yeah,
too freaking
definitely
funny.
drop the oatmeal recipes in the chat.
Wait, IT Daddy needs a raise. I agree. I agree.
True,
IT
big
Daddy does need
facts.
a raise. The banana was supposed to water down the oatmeal. Oh, you
Huh?
know what you should do? Here's a tip for you with
What?
the banana and oatmeal. Let me put this down. We'll check in a little later. So what you got to do is when you make your oatmeal, like just make it normally and then mush up like the banana and then mix it in and mix it together and it makes
Yes.
it nice and sweet and like
Yes.
thick. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. Can add like some peanut butter in there.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Well, yeah, I can add that. This is so good. Hashtag maybe it'll be an ad one day, but it's not right now.
Prime
Do they
ambassador.
have a caffeine version of this?
They have an energy drink, but it comes in the can. I don't know if they have a
Okay.
caffeine version of the electrolyte one.
No, I don't. I wouldn't want this to be caffeine. This is so good.
But yeah, the canned ones are like energy drinks.
Like Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Damn. All right.
Sounds
You
yummy.
have to. What? DM you?
DM me, huh? I said
that
that
what you
sounds
said?
yummy. I said
Oh, I
that sounds
heard
yummy.
you can DM me. I was like, girl, what? We're like talking to each other
No.
right now. Oh my god. All right, you have to look at the list because I don't have my phone. I think you have it on your iPad or no?
No, I have all my devices are being used right now.
Oh.
I can pull it up actually on my laptop. I can pull it up on my
cool.
laptop.
Cool. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Does anybody in chat have any traumatic sex stories that we can talk about? I'll pull you guys up again. I have
Oh, have you ever done
PTSD.
butt
I'm
stuff,
never
dude?
posting my food ever again in Discord. I'm sorry.
Wait, no. We're causing bad trauma. Please.
Yeah, this is bad trauma. Sorry. We're sorry.
We're
This is
sorry.
bad trauma.
Please. We're not shaming you. I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right. Does anybody in chat have any sex stories they would like to share about anything? I would say, I feel like that's my only. the first time. Oh God, so boring. So boring. Glad it's not like that anymore. Or is it?
Okay,
I'm
I
just
got the
kidding.
list up. I
Oh,
have
cool.
questions for you.
All right. Well, for both of us.
Yeah, but I'm gonna ask you the question, then yeah. But yes. Oh my goodness, yeah, I've been waiting to ask you this. Do you say daddy when you're having sex? And then
say
like if you do,
papi.
are you referring? Huh?
I don't say daddy, I say papi.
Oh, because I was gonna then say,
Yeah.
if you do say daddy, are you talking to yourself or are you talking
The guy
to?
calls me daddy, I say papi. That's how it goes. I'm
Gotcha.
just fucking with
That
you. I'm totally just fucking with you. What? Nah. I say papi sometimes. It doesn't really roll off the tongue, but when it feels appropriate, I will say it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay,
What
that
about
makes
you? Do
sense.
you?
No, but I've like thought about it, but I feel weird saying it. Like I
Why? Just
stop
try
myself.
it.
Yeah, I definitely should. I just like overthink it. I
Gotta get out
definitely
your head
overthink
and
it.
in the bed. Oh, that's a
I'm
tagline right there. Get out
I'm
your
in
head
the
and in the
bed.
bed.
I'm in
Ooh,
the bed. Trust me.
PTSD.
Have you ever done butt stuff?
Butt stuff I have given and I have received because you cannot
Given.
give the get. Wait, you cannot get. Wait, what is it? Cannot give without receiving. No, you cannot receive without giving. So yeah, it's gone both ways.
Well, you put your finger in the butt?
Oh, I know far worse than put a finger in a butt.
Wait.
Don't shame a guy.
What?
Do not shame a guy about doing that. So
I'm
every
no, I'm
guy
not. I'm
should
like,
be doing butt stuff. It feels well. What I've been told, it feels good. I don't put
wait, I'm
like a
so
strap on and
intrigued.
do it, but like no shame if you do. But
Tom?
if you're a guy out there and you haven't done butt stuff, you should. I've
Tongue?
heard
Or
it
you
feels
eating
great.
ass?
I mean, I can't
You
speak
eating
for a
ass?
guy, but from what I've been told, it feels great. I have eaten ass and I have gotten my ass ate. I
Oh
don't
my God,
care.
wait.
If you're having sex and your partner asks you to do whoa, maybe I shouldn't say partner. I'm exposing more people on here. No, if you're like I'm dead.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, if you are like with someone and like obviously if they ask you to be or if they ask you or you ask them for something,
Yes. Yes.
be
Oh my
open
God.
minded and give it a try because like why wouldn't you want to like do that fun adventure with whoever it is that you're sexual with for this period of time? Like definitely I wouldn't do that with like a one night stand because like fuck a one night stand. But like if it's someone like you hooking up with continuously and consistently, why not? Why not try all
I
the fun
agree.
things? Because what if you like it? Then it's fun.
Yeah,
Like
you don't know
don't
until
you
you
can't
try.
exactly. You can't be closed minded when it comes to these things. Got to be open minded, just the way my booty hole is open.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But there's no shame to anybody that likes to do anything. Like you just got to
Oh,
keep it real. It
facts.
is what it is.
Yeah. But honestly, I feel like the hardest thing about that I had to deal with growing up and like with the whole topic of sex is like all the shame around it. And especially more recently, like during the summer, I've just had to evolve like my relationship with sex and like realize that it's not something to be ashamed about or like being sexually active or having sexual desires. Like it's so normal and I don't know why there's like so much narrative in like our society that like it's wrong to do it out of wedlock and like you shouldn't have multiple partners and da 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 or you're too young to do it. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's so normal. It's like one of our most primal things. It's like weird to make people feel like they shouldn't be doing something that's like so natural to them.
I totally like agree with that. In my household, like growing up, like if you guys don't know, I'm Mexican, and we grew up very like traditional in the sense that like we didn't talk about a lot of things, like and especially like sex being one of them. We did not talk about really anything, and like there was a lot of shame around it. I'm sorry, I'm hearing an echo right now. I don't know if it's like audio on your end or if it's just I'm hearing an echo, whatever. Anyways, there was a lot of shame around it, and like we were not allowed to like. No, it's not that we weren't allowed to talk about those things, but like we didn't talk about those things, and like only my brothers like were very expressive about it, and like it was always an uncomfortable like topic. Like my mom would get weird about it, or like they would make
Yeah.
fun and stuff like that. But it was always like shameful for like girls like me to like express that or be sexual or be anything besides being like innocent. And so there was a lot of
Yeah.
shame around it, but I feel like on like a bigger picture, like you were saying, like it just feels like we shouldn't do it at such a young or do it when we're young. I feel like that comes from like, teen pregnancy and all of these things, and then also just like not
Yeah.
doing it out of wedlock. Like I feel like that's like a very like religious like scope on it because like I grew up very
Yeah.
Catholic and like they scared us when it came to like sexual things and like being sexual. Like God doesn't allow it, or God is looking down on you for doing those things because you're supposed to be man and wife before you bang somebody.
Yeah.
And so like I could see that, but then also like it's crazy. It's kind of like this like on one side you have a lot of people who are shaming all things sexual, and then on the other side you have like the porn industry, which is like really like making sex this super like theatrical thing, which also
Mhm.
plays into like the like misconstruing or like properly representing like what sex looks like, and then like a lot of like teenagers watch that, and then they have like this idea of like sex is supposed to be like this like like thing, and like it's not, but like there's just
Yeah.
so many different like perspectives around sex. Like we said, one side is like shameful, and then the other side is like it has to be this like dramatic like thing. Like the girl has to be like screaming off the top of her lungs, like getting like pounded. It's just so like one side or the other. It feels
Polarizing.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I also grew up in a like a very traditional household. Like my dad was in the church, my grandpa as well. Like my mom's super, everyone in my family is super religious. So I had that same type of like narrative or just the same beliefs that were put into our family. And then there's also, I think it's very common in both of our cultures where like women get pregnant very young, and my mom experienced that. She got pregnant really young. And so I think it was just a really deep fear for her that like I would end up like her. So she like really terrorized me and like weaponized like our belief system and like God and just all of her traditional beliefs to like really scare me off the track. But then like my brother was in the house and he's like super loose, like he's like a serial romantic. He has like a bunch of girlfriends. So I had like that polarizing experience as well, where it's like, well, it's okay for him to do it, but it's not okay for me to do it. Like where's the fine line, or like, why is that okay? And there was she wouldn't have like those conversations with me. I had to go outside of my family in order to get like answers that I needed, because it was like it's important, to have that information. And I definitely wish that it was like able to be communicated in my home, because it just made me scared to have sex for a really, really long time.
Oh, I feel that. Like, even with like how there is so much pressure. I mean, not pressure, just like they made sex a very like scary thing for you, but for your brother it was like more like loosey goosey and like open. Like it was the same for me. Like my brothers were totally always okay, like going out and doing things, bringing girls over into their room with the door closed. Like it was always okay for them to do all of those things. But when it came to me, like I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to have boys over. I wasn't allowed to do these things. But like, yeah, I saw my brothers like getting to experience an entire different like world, like life than I did.
Literally.
And it's just so weird and confusing. But like, yeah, like that's definitely like that's same. And even with like the like teen pregnancy, like especially like in our cultures, like my family on my mom's side, they talk about PTSD, man, like that. And I feel like that is I'm working through this in therapy right now, so I don't want to get too into it, but when I will share this later. But they were like very traumatizing towards me and like really like negative. And so like my mom, so they would always just tell me that like I would be the teen pregnant person, and that I would like be the
Yeah.
one that was pregnant at a young age. And not just that, but I would probably be the one that has a bajillion kids. And on top of that, that I'd be the one that was a teen pregnant, that had a bajillion kids, and that I would have like multiple baby daddies. And that was like what they always like spoke over me. And I was like, yo,
Yeah.
what? Like, the fuck? I don't even know what masturbating is. What do you mean I'm gonna be like, what? It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. It doesn't make sense. But that's just like, like the vibe and how like traumatic it was, just like with sex in general, with everything. Cause like, in my house, it's like my parents are not talking about it, but then I'm seeing my brothers live a different world. And then my family's coming at me, like being so negative, like, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that, you're gonna be whatever. So it was like negative. And then I'm at school, people are laughing at me because I don't know what these sexual things are.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it's weird. It's just weird. But
Yeah, it's so
I'm fine now.
confusing.
Yeah. Very
I'm
confusing.
sorry. That's all I wanted to say. It's
So
so
I was
confusing.
like, is there more? But yeah, it's just like it was just always super confusing. But that's like so interesting. Do you feel like teen pregnancy has gone up or down recently?
I have no clue. I don't know. I don't know,
I
but
feel
I
like
really, what do you think? Do you think it's gone up or down?
I think it's probably lower. Maybe there are lower rates of teen pregnancy like in today's times. Actually, maybe more. I'm just trying to think. Maybe more. Actually, I take it back. I think there's more teen pregnancy. No, yeah, I'll say more. I'm gonna go more. Final answer. Lock it in. Oh, what do we have here? What is this?
What's the final
Teen
answer?
teen pregnancy. Can you go to the top? To the title? I can't see. Teen pregnancy rates have declined significantly. Wow. Keep scrolling.
Gen
Teen
Z.
pregnancies are on the decline across the country. A new analysis by research group Child Trends shows that among female teens, birth rates have gone down 77% in the past 30 years.
I love that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's because our
77%
parents terrorized
decrease.
us. So we're like, we're not doing that.
Do you think like what do you think like played into that? What do you think that it was?
I think it's a mix of media and just like looking at our elders and being like, I don't want to be like them.
Mm. I
Yeah.
can't even think about what it would be. I thought that it would have increased because of like how like sexual things are online now, like with like the way people post, the way how like I feel like sex work is like more like open like with OF and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it would be more, but I was wrong. It's 77% decrease in the last 30 years. So that's great. That's a win. That's a win.
Yeah. It's funny because like your point about like how sex work is like more normalized and like it's far more available, like OnlyFans and everything has made that available for everyone. But I also feel like because the internet has so much content, like I think at least for women or like younger girls, like they're probably not as like focused on sexual activities as other people are or like as they used to be, Like I think back when my mom was a kid or like younger, they didn't have as much to do. So like she was kind of like that was her only thing to do. She was a little bored. So I think that's how she ended
She's
up
like,
being
we didn't have
pregnant.
anything to do besides bang each other. And that's how you were
Um,
conceived,
but
Aurora.
now it's like people are on TikTok, they're like they want to become influencers. Like there's just like so many more opportunities to do things other than
So
have
you
sex.
think
So
so you think the decrease in teen pregnancy has to do with like them just being occupied by like social media?
yeah, or just like have other things on the internet.
Like,
Like
okay, so by the internet, not social media, like the internet.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's interesting. I feel like I I think teen pregnancy is lower not because teens are not having sex, but because they are having safe sex. Like I think like
really.
maybe I mean, I don't know, I'm talking out of my ass right here, but I think maybe like, birth control is like more accessible and like
Oh
more talked
yeah,
about, like condoms for the
yeah.
guys and stuff like that. So like maybe that's what I think. I definitely don't think that they're not having sex anymore. They're still banging. Everybody's banging, but I think they're just maybe safer about it. Pull out game on point.
Oh, I doubt that,
Well, no,
but
77% decrease. So,
I highly
so
doubt that.
the
But
other 33% though, they have the weak pull out game.
speaking of birth control, how do you feel about it? Are you on birth control by chance?
I am not on birth control, and I have not been on birth control for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years now. Am I
Mhm.
for it? Absolutely. Do birth control if that's what you want to do. Why don't I do it? Because it made me depressed as fuck. And I did not,
Yeah,
I'm still depressed off of it, but like, I was more depressed on it. Like, every day was just cloudy for me. And like, I just got to a point where I was like, man, like, I have been taking, like, I think at the point I had been taking the pills for like almost like 10 years or like probably close to it. And I was just like,
mhm,
man, like, I'm taking this pill every day that it's like stopping my body from doing its natural process. So, like, if in one day I want to have children, will that be difficult or will this be affected by it? So then I made this
real.
decision to stop for like that because like it's just like going against like my natural like body cycle. One, but the bigger reason I did it was because of like the depression. Because when I was on the pill, it was just very cloudy. Things were always like cloudy and dark, and I always felt depressed. And then once I got off of it, I felt better, but I still like experience like I don't know, like depression, but it just definitely comes in waves. I don't know if it's seasonal depression, but I definitely do still experience depression. Working out has
Yeah.
helped, but I'm still a depressed ass bitch. I'm still a sad girl hours. pretty
It's
often.
okay. I'm
Oh
sad
yeah,
too.
no. Want to be sad together?
We are sad together.
Yes. But yeah. So yeah, so no, I'm not on birth control. What about you?
No, I'm not on birth control. I used to take birth control, but I didn't take it for the purpose of birth control. I took it to for my periods because I used to have like severe cramps. And my doctor, my PCP told me that going on birth control would help me regulate my period and would make it so my cramps were less painful. Because I didn't start having sex till like my mid 20s. But I started taking birth control in high school for my periods, and
Mm,
I was like really irresponsible with it. Like I would purposely skip the week where I was supposed to just have like the supplements. So I would skip my
like your
period because it was
period
just
week?
so painful. I
Yeah.
didn't even like I didn't want it. Um,
Oh shit.
and then I got to a point when I was in college when I realized that like I was probably doing a lot of damage to my body by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I stopped taking it and I felt a world of a difference. I had really big boobs though when I was taking it and I
Same.
absolutely lost them, which is a sad thing, but it's worth it. I think that my mental health improved and my body health. I think that I used to like run away from what my body naturally did, and I wasn't trying to work with my body and understand like why I was having painful periods. Instead, I just like wanted to avoid it altogether and I was doing everything that I could to like stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I am definitely like pro birth control. I used to just take the pill. I've never had like any of the inserts or the like yeah, I haven't
Depo
had any of
shot.
the inserts. I don't know what other
Yeah,
forms
there's like
there are.
there's a ring that you insert in your coochie. Never done that. There's a Depo shot. Never done that. And there's like a rod you could place in your in your arm, and that's supposed to be like the best ones. Well, 99.9% like effective. It's like this rod that you like it's called an implant, and you put it in your
Mhm.
arm for like I think it's every like 3 or 5 years you swap it out. But yeah, it's supposed to be really good. But the only thing I ever did was the pill, and then like you, I would also like skip the week, but I wouldn't take the next one. I would just not take any pills, and then I would get it. But I know a
Oh,
lot of like doctors prescribe the pill to people who experience painful periods and like to help clear like
mhm.
your acne because it's supposed to like do something with like your hormones. I don't know. I'm not disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. Do not take medical advice from me.
Me
I just
either. Please, I'm not
Google
liable for any
University.
advice.
Yeah. And so yeah, so like I get it. Like you had those painful periods, so like you took birth control for that. But are you still on it? Did you say?
No, I'm not
No?
on
Oh
it.
yeah,
I've
you
been on it.
stopped.
I'm
You said
like
it was like damaging.
6 years clean, I think.
Oh, I'm 6 years sober from the pill. Same. Clean. No, yeah, like it's like crazy. And I know like more recently, like I've never it's not that I'm open about it when people ask, but I don't like go and like just, exclaim it to like everybody or like proclaim it. But like a few of like my close friends have asked me the same question, and then they were people who were on birth control, and then they found out I wasn't. They're like, "Wait, you're not on it?" And I'm like, "No." And then they're like, "Oh, wow, so like I don't have to be on it." And I feel like as like women, there's like this like kind of like this pressure that like we have to be on some sort of contraceptive because like it's not I don't know, it's just not really like the standard for like guys. And like
Yeah.
it's been like a bajillion years and like it's still not available. Like they're working on it and they've been working on it for a few years. I don't know if it's out yet. There's like supposed to be like a male birth control or something. Um,
Yeah.
but like there's just a lot of like just like expectations on like a woman to like have to take birth control. And so like I know when these friends came to me and we talked about it and like they also experienced depression, or like one friend wants to have a baby and didn't want to damage her body, like they were like relieved when they heard another woman not taking it. And so I
Yeah.
feel like that kind of like inspired, or like at least like yeah, inspired them to like stop as well, so like they're no longer on it. And I know like people are just surprised, when they hear like a girl's not on it, and for whatever reasons they are, like mine. Um, but yeah, it's like it's kind of nice to like kind of help somebody like get off of it, or just it's nice to help somebody get off. It's nice to help
Yeah.
somebody like just feel
Oh,
just release that expectation. So it's cool.
Yeah, seriously. I think that is applicable in a lot of concepts where it's like when there's pressure to be one way, to come into contact with someone that's not following the pressures or following the status quo, it like gives this sense of relief, like, oh, I don't have to do this. Like I'm
Yeah.
not obligated to do this. I can like free myself from this burden.
Yeah, and that was definitely like their reaction. So I can't even imagine like how many other women out there feel that way, but like you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, you know?
For real.
Whether it's whatever it is, you just don't have to. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. Would you ever get back on it?
No. And you know the summer that I've had, even after everything that I've gone through, I just know that there are other ways and I just don't want to put my body through that type of stress again. It's just not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it to me. How about you?
No, absolutely not. It's like easy, It's more for me. It's just like I just don't like to do things to my body that are not natural. Which is like
Yeah.
sometimes I've even thought about like doing steroids or like Ozempic because like they enhance your body to either like shape the muscle or to lose weight. But like it just goes
Yeah.
against like the natural like body production. So like I just like don't want to like fuck with my hormones. Plastic surgery, on the other hand, very open to doing that, but I'm not gonna take anything that's gonna change like my hormones or change my body like internally. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I definitely wouldn't do it. I'm fine off of it, and I definitely don't feel as depressed as I used to. Like I just don't feel that cloud.
This is
It
a
was like a
little
brain
off
fog.
topic, but sorry.
No,
Wait, what was the last thing?
I said it was just like lingering brain fog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I also feel like I had a lot of brain fog when I was taking birth control.
Mm.
Um, this is a little off topic, but you were saying how you don't want to add like anything unnatural into your body. Do you feel the same way about like filler and Botox, or like would you be
Well,
willing to
to
do
me,
those or
that's
no?
that's that's not like a hormone change. Like it's more of
Okay.
like a physical alteration. So like I'm totally cool with
Mhm.
cosmetic procedures. Like one day I'll have my titties done. When I make that content money, I'm gonna have my titties done, and I'm gonna remove these bags, and I'm probably gonna have a bunch of Botox and some filler. So fuck yeah,
Yeah.
totally open to that. That doesn't like change like your body's like production.
Yeah, I
What
agree.
about you?
I
What
agree.
about you?
Oh yeah, I like dream about getting Botox. My boyfriend doesn't like the idea of it. He's
Well,
like, "What
then
if I
tell
don't
him
like your
not to
face?"
get it. Simple. That you don't
Yeah.
get it. Done.
Yeah.
End of
He's just
condo.
he's just worried about like how it'll change my face and he doesn't want me to
You're
lose myself in it, which I understand. And
yeah.
I haven't gotten to a place where I like really feel like I need it or I've met anyone that's like a doctor that I feel like is super good. I feel like once I make friends with someone that like does it and I trust them a lot, I'll probably get shot up a couple of times, but until then,
Get shot up.
I'll just
Get
dream
shot up a
about it.
couple times. Damn, what are we talking about? Oh my gosh. No, I feel like the answer to like what you're gonna look like is like you're literally just gonna look the same, except you're not gonna have wrinkles. So like you're not gonna look much different.
I really want a lip flip.
Oh, me too. I looked at it. You know they're only like $40. They're not expensive at all.
Yeah,
I was like, what? That's
I
crazy. But
really,
yeah, it just paralyzes like the your lip muscles. And I really wanted one, or I want one. I don't think I'm gonna get like ever lip filler, maybe, but I just don't think my lips are like built that way. But then I saw on the canceled podcast, Brooke, she has a lip flip, and like the
mm,
lip is like totally just like doesn't move, and then she like licks her lips so much, like she has like this like tick where she just like licks it, and apparently that's like a side, not a side effect, but that's just something people do after they get a lip flip. You just like start licking your lips a lot. So like I don't know.
oh,
Maybe one day I'll get it.
I
Maybe
did
one
not
day I
know that.
won't. But at least you can't deny it till you try it. So there's that.
Yeah, I'll same. If I end up getting it, you'll be the first person I call.
Aw, thanks. You'll
I'm
probably
gonna
be
be
the
like, did
second
they
person
flip
I
me
call.
up?
I'll have to call IT Daddy first. Be like, yo, look at my lips.
You'll be honest too. Like, you know how like there's some people like you just don't know if they'll tell you the truth. I know you'll tell me the truth.
Yeah, I honestly don't even think you need to touch your lips. They're pretty full.
Huh? I'm sorry?
I said I don't even think you need to touch your lips. They're pretty like full and like they look great. Like
Yeah,
they're
but when I
even and like
smile, like my
balanced.
top lip, like I kind of lose it.
Oh, is that why you want it to for the smile? It
Yeah.
helps your smile, so try it. You should. Not
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not
Yeah, and it's not
not that you need it,
permanent.
but just like do it like if you want. Like I'm not against
Yes.
that.
Thank you. Thank
Of
you. I needed that
course. Okay.
encouragement.
We should go together. We should do it.
I'm
Do you
down.
want to do it before next year or next year?
Wait, let's do it next year.
Like January?
Yeah,
Yeah. Cute. We'll to go.
we should go
There's like
together.
probably somewhere around this area. I don't want to say the area,
Oh yeah, there
but
should be
this area
plenty.
it says plenty. Yeah, I saw some places online because I've looked into it, and then that's how I found out they're like $40. I was like, oh wow, I thought it was much more expensive than that. Because like lip filler, you could walk out easily paying like 800 because it's like filler, like on just your lips.
Hmm.
Crazy.
I might end up getting some other things done while I'm there. I think that's how it usually happens.
Oh, like what? Like the
I don't
Botox and stuff?
know, but I know that they're gonna go in there. They'll probably like assess my face and be like, "Oh, you could probably do this and this and this," and I'm the
And then
type
you
where I'll be
tell them
like,
to shut the fuck
"Really?"
up. Like, no, I like it. So speaking of that, so okay, so I have a deviated septum, so like I cannot breathe like all the time. So like it's
Mhm.
hard, like especially when I run, it's really hard. Like mostly when I exercise, I can notice it because my nose is crooked as hell. I don't know if y'all could tell, but it's crooked like some of your dicks. I was kidding. But it is.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
I went through the whole process of like the health insurance, went to a surgeon, went to a specialist. He looked at my nose and he was like he's probably like the third doctor to be like, yeah, it's crooked. It's crooked. So then I was like, all right, so I want to do like the surgery to like fix it. And then he was like looking at my nose, he's like analyzing. He's like, yeah, it's crooked, but like if you want to do the tip of your nose, I could refer you to my friend. And I was like, you bitch, I did not say anything about the tip of my nose. I just came in because it was crooked. Ah! So yeah, I felt a type of way about that. And then I talked to
See?
one of my friends. I talked to one of my friends who like worked at a plastic surgeon's office. And I had like told her like, I want to fix my nose. What do you think? Like, because she's like she's working at a surgeon's office, so she was pretty experienced, and she was like, honestly, I would recommend seeing a plastic surgeon because like a specialist like the one I saw, they're not a cosmetic surgeon, so they're just gonna go in, get the job done, sew you up and dip, so like she's like they're not gonna care about scars in the same way that like a plastic surgeon would, and it's your face, so
Oh,
like be careful. And I was like, oh, points have been made, you right. So then I didn't end up like proceeding with it, but I think one day I will definitely like to breathe, so I would like to fix my nose. It's just so hard,
yeah.
like I
Duh.
notice this so much when I train. It's so bad.
Dang, I
I
did
have
not know
I
that.
have
That's news to me.
Nah, people can't really tell unless I point it out, but it's pretty crooked. I have fancied the idea of like getting IT daddy to just clock me in the nose to break it, to like straighten it out, but we haven't really gotten to that point. Do you think I should pick a fight with him so he could just clock me?
No.
I think that I should chat sound off. Do you think that I should just get
No.
IT Daddy so mad that he punches me in the nose, breaks it, straightens it, and then boom, boom, DIY plastic surgery? What do y'all think about that
No, I
sound
don't
off
think
right
it's
now?
worth it.
IT Daddy, would you be down? He shook his head no. He's like, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's
I'm
like
the only one
totally
down
he's
for this. Come on, just punch me.
no. It's a bad idea. It's a bad
I think it would be
idea.
great. I think it would be great. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3, punch. I'll brace myself. Or no, maybe I shouldn't brace myself for it. Either way, it won't be crooked one day. That day is not today, but one day it won't be crooked.
Yeah, and let's pray that you don't get punched in order to have to get it fixed. Like, we don't want
If
that.
it happens, it happens. It doesn't even have to be IT Daddy. It could just be somebody. I heard one time
Are
this
you like
girl was
trying to
living on the
manifest
west
someone
side.
punches you in the face right now? Like,
No,
I
I'm
don't
trying to
understand.
manifest my nose getting straight. So however it happens, however it
There
happens.
are just so
But
many other paths to getting there.
speaking of getting punched in the face, this one time I was talking to one of my friends, and he had a friend who was living on the west side here in LA. So like
Mhm.
Santa Monica, Venice, Marina Del Rey area, somewhere over there. I think it was Venice actually specifically. She was walking down the street on the sidewalk, homeless man sees her, targets her, and just boom, clocks her right in the face. She had a whole black eye, had to go to the hospital. It was a whole thing. But she said she did not know this man at all. He just came up to her like he's like, I guess tripping or something, tweaking. They tweak it out here in LA. And he just went and just punched her, and she said it was so bad. I had to go to the hospital. Broken something. I don't remember. Probably like the eye or the nose or something. Something broke. But God, I wish that was me. No, I'm just kidding. I take that back. Just get me here. Just get me right here. Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, damn, LA be wildin'.
Getting assaulted by a homeless dude is not ideal, like, ever.
It happened to me once, but I wouldn't say assaulted because I feel like that's kind of like, that's reaching in my case. But there was this one time where a homeless man did try to attack me. So let me paint the picture for you. I was in Santa Monica. I was at this overpriced smoothie shop, paid about $15 for a little ass smoothie that was like this big, protein smoothie.
Creation?
I don't remember. It was like this tiny, $15. I was broke. I had just moved to LA, but mama didn't raise no bitch. I had my debit card out and I was like, debit card. You heard? Debit card. And I was like, swipe. Because I was like, how embarrassing. I'm going to be like, yeah, I want that drink. They make it. They ring me up. They're like $15. I was like, do I have $15? Swipe. And I did. So anyways, I had the drink. I'm sitting down at the window. And, you know, I had my book out. I was like reading this book, trying to look all, like healthy girl, wellness era. And then this like man walked by the window, enters this smoothie place, comes in, walks straight up to me, and is just like staring at me like this. And I was like, well, what the hell is happening? Just like, like with that look in his eyes. He starts inching his way towards me, inching his way. And I was like, yo, I got so scared. I jumped up. Tell me why I grabbed the smoothie. Like, what? I grabbed my purse and the smoothie. And I ran to the back of the counter, absolutely terrified. He starts screaming. He's like, ah, ah. Starts getting closer and closer to me. At this point, I'm behind the counter. There's two girls working at the cash register. They're freaking out. I'm freaking out. This homeless guy is just screaming. And you know what they say to me? They said, is he with you? Oh, is he with you? Bitch, you think he's with me? I'm behind the counter, terrified for my life. This man is homeless. He's screaming. He's trying to come for me. And you ask, is he with you? What? No, absolutely not. So then everybody's freaking out at this point. And then one of the girls is like, I'm going to call the cops on you. If you don't leave right now. And he was just like, obviously not listening to her. This guy was probably like, I don't know, he was on something. And he just kept trying to attack me. And then they got the phone out and they kept threatening him. And eventually he just ran away. But the only thing I took away from that is that I look like people that hangs out with homeless people. And that's that. Because they asked me, is he with you? Oh! That was PTSD. That's all PTSD right there. Oh my God, I'll never forget that. It was scary. It was scary.
That is traumatic. My heart started beating just hearing you tell that story.
Mine too, because I was reliving it, but I remember that day so vividly. I was like, this smoothie overpriced, PTSD. This homeless man tried to attack me, PTSD. They asked if he was with me, PTSD. It was so bad. It was so bad. What a day.
Scary.
What?
Them asking if he was with you is the cherry on top of the cake. All right.
Oh, that makes the moment. That right there makes the moment. Is he with you? What? No, he's not with me. Can't you see I'm running away from him? It was hilarious. It's funny now. It wasn't then. It was actually really terrifying. I remember I was jittering and stuff like that. But then now I can laugh about it. It's pretty funny.
Have you been back to that juice shop?
No, I don't even remember what it was called.
Yeah, I would also block it out of my memory after that.
Yeah, that's why I can't remember it. It's a suppressed thought for sure.
It was oppressed?
Suppressed.
Oh, it's suppressed, yeah.
Yeah.
For good reason.
Oh yeah. Like all of the other traumas in my life, it just went in a file and pushed away. Like that SpongeBob meme when he's trying to look for the memory and there's all these little SpongeBobs running around with the flames and files. He's like, that's me. That's me all the time when I'm trying to think of things. There's just little daddies running around in my head, going through the files and throwing everything. True.
Yeah, see, I don't know that episode, but I was
Oh
triggered
yeah, you
after
weren't
hearing
allowed to watch
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. That's
Yeah.
right. Oh my god, I forgot. Well, we
Yeah.
need to have a SpongeBob marathon over here next time you come over. We're
No, I
watching
will
The
be triggered.
Hangover
I'm
and we're
good.
watching SpongeBob.
No,
Okay, just The Hangover.
just the hangover. SpongeBob triggers me. I'm not there yet. I need to talk to my therapist a little bit more.
Be like, please help me with this SpongeBob trauma. That's hilarious.
Seriously? Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh.
Do we want to check in with the chat? It's been a
Sure.
good minute.
All right, let's see what the daddies be saying or what everybody be
Yeah.
saying. Okay. No. Oh my god, I'm reading the chat from like many conversations ago. So let me see. Oh god, I have Aurora asked about butt stuff. Squints is like, what do you Squints is like, what do you mean? Oh no. Don't knock it till you try it. Daddy's an eater. I'm dying. The chat is too freaking funny. You know, if she ever goes under oath, ain't no one safe. True. Very true. It's basically. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, someone said, with a lot of families, especially in Latin households, the boys can bring girls over as they please, and they can have girls sleep over and the doors closed. But for the daughters, it's super strict with curfews, doors open, no sleepover anywheres, and constant checkups. Facts on facts on facts. If that's not
Yeah.
my life summed up, or that's not my childhood summed up in a sentence, that is. Whoa! I clicked something. Yeah, that's so accurate. Is it like it was like that for you, right? You're saying?
Yeah, it wasn't as strict. Like I was allowed to go to like some sleepovers, but like my mom was really strict about like even the family I'd be allowed to sleep over at their houses. Like I wasn't really allowed to sleep over. I had one friend sleepover that I was able to go to for her birthday. That's like the only memory I had. And then after that, it wasn't until I was in college when I was like sleeping over in everyone's dorm.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to like ever go to sleepovers at like people's houses. It was always at like families, which
Hmm.
I'll save this for another podcast, but you can't trust no one around here. You can't trust no
Yeah,
one.
facts.
And it be
Yeah, I
your own people
remember.
sometimes. It be your own people. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was not allowed to do
unfortunately.
anything. Couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. My friends would always have like parties or like go to the movies together like on Friday nights. I was not allowed because boys are there. So,
Yeah.
that was like my life in a nutshell. That was
Same. Yeah,
funny
my
though.
mom like sheltered me hard. I'm grateful for it now, but
Yeah.
yeah, women just
Oh,
don't get
same.
the young girls don't get the same life, don't afford the same freedoms that boys afford at a young age.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's
Yeah.
kind of like the general consensus around the board, but especially in like our like cultures and like backgrounds. At least for me, it was so bad. So bad.
Yeah,
And then
I
I was like
agree.
left out of a lot of things at school because of that. So like, you go to school
Same.
that Monday, everyone's talking about all the inside funny things that happen on the Friday night, and I'm just there like, huh? Hi, like so awkward. Like what is
Yeah.
that? They're like, "Oh, you wouldn't know. You weren't there." And I'm like, "I have strict Mexican parents, guys. Understand."
Yeah. Oh my God. I used to hate that feeling. I had so much FOMO in high school.
Oh yeah. Do you still have FOMO?
Yeah. No. I feel like I've done everything I've needed to do socially, and now I'm like super relaxed.
That's good. I definitely don't have FOMO anymore. I just have anxiety. But I'd like to do more things, but I need to deal with this anxiety first. Or just go work through it. I've been talking to people at the
Yeah.
gym more, so that's been great and really getting out of my comfort zone, but the anxiety lives within.
Yeah. I like what do you have anxiety about? Is it just like a general
It's
anxiety
just
or
social
is it
anxiety. I
like
just think everybody's out to like fucking try to do like hurt me. So like I'm like, but don't worry, daddies. I'm working on it in therapy with my therapist. It's actually what we're working on right now. So I don't really have a lot of thoughts on it because it's something that I'm still like dealing with.
Yeah. Well, just know
Yeah.
that we're here for you and you can
Oh,
trust
I
us. We're
know.
not gonna hurt you.
I can trust the internet, right? Yeah. No one will
Yeah,
say
the
anything.
daddies at
It'll
least.
stay
I don't know
between
about
us.
the
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
about the entire internet, but the daddies at least.
Oh yeah. No, I totally feel fine talking about really anything with the daddies because like I my experiences will help someone, or we could just laugh about it because my way of coping with everything is just laughing about it. I'm just like, oh well, it happened. Like, ha ha ha. When I could get to a place where I can laugh about it, like I'm chilling.
Yeah, I really need to get better about that. I like take everything so seriously. My boyfriend's the same way, where he's like, if you just laugh about it and you're lighthearted, life is gonna be so much easier. And I'm like, no, I need to be serious about it and I just want to cry about it and then it's better. Maybe that's just like my personality. Like some people laugh about it, some people cry about it. I'm definitely a
Well,
crybaby, always have
you have
been.
to cry about it to laugh about it. Like you can't just like have something traumatic happen and then be like, that was so traumatic. No, like you have to cry about it and then you get to a place where like you can laugh about it because like I'm definitely at a point like looking back on all my trauma that I'm like, damn, I really want to like do some stand-up comedy and like just joke about it, but I need to write the jokes first.
Yeah. I want you to do stand up so bad. I'm like
I
manifesting that for you. You're manifesting
I'm
for
down
yourself
to
getting punched
do
in the
it.
face. Please
I'm
do
down to
stand
do
up.
it. I just need to write jokes and then just go to like some sort of stand up or like what is it, open mic, or like go to like a bar and do it. But like it's not something that I would actively try to like be good at. Like I'm not trying to do like a Netflix special. It'd just be more of like just challenging myself to keep getting out of my comfort zone. And that's really like
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
do it. I'll support you. I'll go with you. I'm not gonna like get on stage, but I'll sit there in the crowd
Oh,
and cheer you on.
hell yeah. I know you'll be there. You'll be there with IT Daddy and whoever else wants to go. But it doesn't,
Hmm.
I'm not really scared to be on stage. Like I've done it a few times. It's not scary. It's more of just like having the jokes. You know, I just don't have jokes. I have jokes that are like 4 years old, but like I'm not gonna go and say those again. I probably could if I refined them, but like I have like a whole like set, but I'm never gonna tell those jokes again because they're old. And I'm talking to all the daddies. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. When I start doing if and when I start doing stand up again casually for fun, just to like for shits and giggles, you all are all invited. But be ready. Let me just go write some stuff. BRB, guys. All right. This podcast over. Let me go write some jokes.
I'm excited. We'll be there.
Thanks. It's so funny you mentioned that because I was actually talking to IT Daddy about it today. Like when I was getting ready to come on the podcast, I was like, I think I want to make jokes about all my trauma, but I just don't know. Like, I don't really care if people are not ready for it, but like it's just gonna be like really dark humor. But that's just my way of like, I'm good with it now. I can laugh about it. So all of
Yeah.
y'all are gonna be uncomfortable and laugh.
That will probably be like such a catalyst on your healing journey, you know?
Oh yeah.
Being able to help people heal from similar situations and then also like be that for yourself. I think we were talking about that yesterday.
I was like, I don't remember. But yeah, no, it definitely is a catalyst for like the healing. I've been on my healing journey for a while. So I feel like it would, maybe it wouldn't be a catalyst, but it'd be like an addition to type.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I had a great time talking today. How are you
Me
feeling about the
too.
first episode of PTSD?
I feel like it was super funny. I feel like it went great. I love, love, love everything live. I love live streaming, love live content, love. But what I love most is hanging out with all the daddies and joking together. So yeah, this was great. What about you?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I I really enjoyed like embarrassing myself and talking about things that like I literally don't ever talk about. This feels like a really, really great safe space. So I'm grateful to be here.
Yay! We love it. All right, daddies. It is, what time is it?
6:19.
Oh, really? Oh, wow, nice. All right, it's 6:19 in LA, daddies. Well, I don't know what time it is wherever y'all are at, but I feel like this is a good place to wrap up this little sex talk. And our very first episode of PTSD, many more to come. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even mean to say to come, but I said it. It's very on point
Oh
with
my
this topic
God.
today, but many more to come. Ah, Danny. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. Daddies, we're going to be talking about a lot of funny stuff, a lot of heavy stuff, and everything in between. Hopefully this episode didn't give you PTSD, but if you did, we could talk about it. Everybody have a great night. I love all of you guys. And before I sign off, Aurora, say something.
I love you.
No, say something to everybody.
Oh, thank you so much for tuning in. We had so much fun hanging out with you. Oh, I'm sorry. We are so sorry again for shaming the oatmeal.
Oh,
And we know that it'll
yeah.
get better with time.
No oatmeal shaming around here. We're sorry, Daddy. We
No
definitely
oatmeal
gave one
shaming,
person
okay?
PTSD. We're sorry. We love you. And we'll never oatmeal shame you again.
Never again. Never again. Please feel free to share with us. Like, this is a safe space. So we might clown you a little bit, but it's all out of love. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you.
Yeah. All right, Daddies. I'll see you all. We'll see you next week. We'll be doing these PTSD podcasts every Tuesday at 5 p.m. PST. So mark your calendars. We'll be back next week. Bye, Daddies. See
Bye.
ya.